Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to show you how to put a podcast on iTunes for free without spending any money on any feed services. So the first thing you're obviously going to want to do is you're going to want to make a podcast. You want to have your first episode ready to go, otherwise the feed won't work, and you want to have your artwork at least made so that you can begin the process of going on iTunes. So once you have your podcast episode made, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to archive.org. And this is where you're going to originally upload both your MP3 and your artwork. So I'm already signed in, so you'll just make a free account. It's completely free. Then you'll click the button in the top right, the upload button. You'll click upload files. Choose files to upload. So I'm going to upload my trailer episode. For the description and the tags, you can put whatever. No one's going to really go on archive to look at your podcast, so it doesn't really matter what it's called. Okay, so now your page is uploaded. And sometimes it'll take a second because it's a free service, so a lot of people use it. Alright, so while we're doing that, we can go to the next step. So the next step is you're going to want to make an actual free blog. So you're going to want to go to wordpress.com. And I'm already signed in, and I've already done this step. So basically what you have to do is just go in, and you're going to want to make a new site. I'm not really sure what the button is for that. But once you make a new site, what you do, you go to the site. So mine's Yawkie Talkies, that's the name of my podcast. You want to go to blog posts, you want to go to add. You're going to put whatever you want the title to pop up as in iTunes. So for example, I'm uploading a trailer episode, so it's going to be episode 0, trailer. And then whatever you want your description to be in iTunes, you're going to put in here. So for example, mine, I guess, would be trailer episode discussion of what's to come. Now this part is super important. Once you have your description in and your title in, go back to your archive, and you should have this page with your episode ready to go. So what we want to do is click download options, VBR MP3. It's going to bring you to this page. So you want to copy this link, you want to paste it, skip 2 lines and paste it in the bottom of your WordPress post, so it should look like this. So it'll have your audio, your source, trailer episode, and make sure it looks like that and it's not a hyperlink. Now what you're going to do right before you post it is you want to go to status, you want to go to categories and categories and tags. You want to add a new category. I've already done this, so I won't finish it, but you want to add a new category. You can call it whatever you want. I just call it podcast because it's easy to remember. You want to make sure every post you make that's going to go on iTunes is categorized as podcast, otherwise it won't pop up. This tags thing you can leave blank, featured image, all that, you can leave blank. And then once you're ready, you click publish immediately. So now you can see my trailer episode's up. So now what you want to do, click on this little folder thing called podcast. If you choose a different layout for your blog, it might look a little different, but you want to click on this thing and it'll give you a link. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to go to visit site. You go to visit site and then you click on this and then it's going to take you to your feed. Category/podcast. So leave this open in another tab. You can close your archive link, you don't need it. And then you're going to want to go to, you want to Google FeedBurner. Just Google it for the sake of the video. So you want to click on this link, FeedBurner. So I already have 2 podcasts, but if I was to make a new podcast, you would go, so it's important, you go to your WordPress, you go, make sure it's in your category. So in whatever you name your category, this link, copy this link, paste it, click I'm a podcaster, and click next. So it's going to come up with this. So what you want to make sure is that it's the podcast category feed, because that's where it's going to pull from. So make sure That's why I said it's very important that you categorize everything as podcast, because FeedBurner is going to pull from podcast. So you click next. I'm not going to activate it, but you would just give it a title and whatever your feed address you want it to be. So, and then I'll show you what settings to adjust. So you go into Yawky Talkie, for example, that's my podcast. You're going to go to Optimize. You want to go to Smartcast. You want to make sure, check mark, include iTunes podcasting elements. Give your thing a category, podcast summary. You need keywords, so whatever you want to put as your keywords, be as many or as little as you want. If you're going to do explicit content, and your name. Also, I've noticed that unless you go to you need to go to Title Burner and put your actual podcast title in there and click Save, because otherwise it will not work for you. The title will come up weird, so make sure you do that. You can go to Smart Feed and make it compatible with feed readers for users who don't use iTunes if you want, and browser friendly, same thing. So now you're going to want to get your artwork up. So you're going to go back to Archive. You're going to go back to your upload. You're going to upload files. You're not going to be able to see this, I don't think, once I choose it. Yeah. So you just choose your logo. You want it to be in PNG format, otherwise it's not going to work. I think it also can be in JPEG, but I prefer PNG for the transparency and other things. Again, your description and tags really don't matter, they just make you put it up there. So then you just wait a minute for this to get uploaded. So you just have to make sure this page is open, otherwise it won't create it. Yeah, so sometimes it'll pop up with this. It'll just take usually a little less than a minute to upload once you click upload and create your item. And then so you go to your page. So you're gonna have your logo here. There's mine. Then you want to go to download options, and it'll either say PNG or JPEG. So you'll be here, copy this link, and paste it here in podcast image location. I already did, so I'm not going to redo it, but you're going to want to paste it there. And then if you want any other information, such as subtitle, don't put your email address for people to contact you or whatever, go right ahead. If you have copyright, you probably have the money to not be watching this video, but you never know. So yeah, you can change this around a little bit. It doesn't really matter what you pick as long as you're smart about what you upload. So now the fun part, we're going to go to iTunes. So you're going to Google iTunes Podcast Connect. You're going to go to iTunes Connect. And you're going to sign in with your Apple ID, whatever Apple ID you have. If you need to make one, make one. Then you're going to go right to Podcast Connect. So you're going to go new feed. So you want your feed's URL. So the easiest way to do that is to go here and copy this. So you want to copy this part and then go back and copy this part. Oops, put a space there. So, and then it'll validate. So mine's already all set. So I can just click submit. You may have issues with your artwork. That's usually the biggest part. As long as you have your MP3 up on your feed and stuff, that shouldn't be an issue. The podcast artwork, you may have to go in Paint and just resize it. There's plenty of videos on how to use Paint if you don't know how to use it or whatever Mac users use. You just need to go in and resize your artwork. It needs to be between 1400 by 1400 and 3000 by 3000 for iTunes to accept it. And then all you do is click submit your podcast. And your podcast is successfully submitted for review. So it usually takes anywhere from like 3 days to a week for Apple to approve it and put it on iTunes. So you can just keep checking. And yeah, it's a pretty simple process. That's about it. So have a good one, guys. See ya. Let's say you wanted to add, once you want to add more episodes to your podcast, what you'll do, you just go back to your WordPress. Well, first of all, you go to archive. Sorry, you go to archive. And you'll just upload your episode. So just say, I mean, I don't know now, guys. I don't really have anything else. I'll just re-upload my trailer episode, I guess. Yeah, so you just upload and you'll do the exact same process we did before with archive, where you'll just click download MP3 and then copy and paste that link and then go to my sites, blog posts, add. You'll do your title or whatever, this, you go here, you'll add that, you'll copy or paste whatever the link is, and then you go to categories, podcast. You can get rid of my categories if you want, and then you just click publish and publish it. FeedBurner will automatically pull it from WordPress. It checks every couple minutes, and iTunes will do the same. If you're feeling impatient about iTunes, because sometimes it could take some time, you can go to your back to Podcast Connect. You'll be on my podcast, so I can't do this on Talkie, but on my other one, if you click refresh feed, it'll auto refresh it and put it right into the iTunes store for you. Sometimes it takes a little bit, but yeah. So that's how you would just do it again. All right. Have a good one, guys. Peace.